The Belt and Road Initiative is a $1 trillion world domination plan. Since President Xi Jinping's rise to power, China has been throwing its weight around. The same playbook is being followed here. Infrastructure projects, billion-dollar loans, a debt trap that is designed to expand China's clout as a modern-day colonialist power. But all this could backfire now. On WION Edit, we'll explore whether a slowing Chinese economy can shoulder the burden of the BRI. Xi Jinping has made it clear what he wants to do in Myanmar. His intentions are evident. He is not giving up on his vision to reinvent the Silk Route. In fact, he is doubling down on his commitments. In the first 11 months of last year, Chinese companies signed Belt and Road contracts worth nearly $128 billion. This is a 41% increase from 2018. Some new big-ticket contracts include a subway system for Serbia, a rail line in Colombia, all the way in South America, and a telecommunications data center in Kenya in Africa. Look at the scale and the reach. And now we have the case of Myanmar. But where is the money coming from? China is funding many of these projects by withdrawing cash from Chinese financial institutions. As anyone with a bank account knows, you do not cut checks that you cannot encash. There is concern about Chinese funding for projects around the world now, but a more dangerous situation is developing. China could now end up being hostage to the loans it is giving out. A major source of China's financing has been state-owned policy banks like the Export-Import Bank of China and the China Development Bank. China's state-owned commercial banks have also joined BRI projects. And the specifics of most of these deals remain a secret. There is no global scrutiny of the loans that China extends to other nations. This raises serious questions over the scale and the terms of China's assistance. The massive debt is too hard to ignore now. Last year, China's total debt, and this includes corporate, household and government debt, rose to well over 300% of the GDP, 300%. Sri Lanka had to cough up the Hambantota port when it failed to meet its payment deadlines. But what would happen if other Belt and Road members also default? The risk is real. Many countries enrolled into the BRI are risky investment destinations. Take the case of Pakistan. Its economy is in a shambles. It's no secret. Political uncertainty always looms large in Pakistan, so there is always the risk of a default. Several others are plagued by corruption, governance issues and more. In Myanmar alone, China's biggest investment projects are in the region which is riddled by ethnic conflicts. The world can no longer afford to ignore the Belt and Road Initiative. I end with what I've been saying for a while. The BRI must be brought under a global regulatory system, one that assures stability to the global economy. The Belt and Road Initiative touches more than 60% of the world population. China alone cannot be allowed to run the show without submitting itself to scrutiny.